Thank you so much for tuning in. We have had such a good show, but it's only going to get better because I have here with me in the studio my friends from Lunar Rendezvous. Please help me welcome Michelle Holland and Kim Woods. Yeah. How are you ladies doing today?
Good. How are you?
So you're Michelle.
I am.
And you are Kim. And you guys have been involved with Lunar Rendezvous for how long? Tell us a little bit about how you ended up getting involved and what Lunar Rendezvous is all about.
Okay. I've been involved since around 2014. A good friend of mine had put a bunch of posts out there, and I saw all the different activities that she was involved in, and I got in touch with her and kind of found out how do I get involved in it.
Okay.
And so then I've kind of been hooked ever since.
Wow.
Yes.
This is my first year.
Okay.
And I am serving as their publicity person.
Sure.
So I got involved because of this one.
Yay. It's good to have good
So
friends.
y'all are friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's certainly a good thing.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Lunar Rendezvous.
Sure. Lunar Rendezvous has been around since 1964. So it's one of the oldest and largest nonprofit organizations in the Bay Area. Basically, in the summer, we host a series of fun festival events. We have a dining night, we have a golf event, we have an incredible fashion show.
Okay.
And it's through all these events that we raise money for the community. Just in the past 10 years, and mind you, we're 54 years old, in the past 10 years, we have been able to give away $1 million in need-based college scholarships to allow kids in the area to go to college.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
And is that, those scholarships go to a specific geographic area? How is that determined?
So they're need-based, and
Okay.
they go to students in the Clear Creek ISD system.
So CCISD.
CCISD.
And they are need based, so
Correct.
it's there's an application process,
Right.
But it's open to anybody that resides within the CCISD school boundaries.
Correct,
Right?
correct. The counselors within the schools
Sure.
kind of turn us onto them and get us the information for them, and they fill out an application. But yeah, in just the past 10 years, we've done over $1 million in scholarships that we've
Wow.
been able to award.
Okay.
So, and then in addition to our scholarships, we also serve as a funding source for dozens of other local charities. We help the Bay Area Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
Bay Area Houston Ballet and Theater, just to name a few. The Assistance League, I could kind of go on, but so we serve as a
Assistance leagues. Yeah, we had
Assistance League.
Assistance League here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, great
And so
organization.
when you guys fund another organization, does that nonprofit apply? Is it a multi-year? What does that look like?
Each year they have to apply.
Okay.
If you go to our website, lunarrendezvous.org,
Okay.
there are applications that other nonprofits will fill out and turn back in to us. And but whenever they turn in their applications, what they're asking money for has to be either giving back
Sure.
to the youth in some way, some sort of an educational program, something along those lines. They have
Okay.
to let us know what's.
And so when that program or when that application takes place, it's good for that year that you fund that organization, and then they have to reapply every single year.
Correct.
And so there's
Correct.
years where you have multiple organizations or less or more.
Yes.
Is that is there a growing need from, do y'all see more applications come through than y'all have in the past? What does that look like?
Each year we get tons of different applications.
Sure.
We have some that we've given to year after year, but every year we get different ones. And, not only do we do the scholarships and help other nonprofits, but we also serve as a philanthropic organization
Okay.
with a focus on developing future leaders and educating them in volunteerism.
Okay.
And that's where the royal court comes in.
Okay.
Whenever Lunar Rendezvous first, came about, there was no royal court. It was several years into it where organizers, thought to themselves, how can we bring in the youth of our community
Sure.
and help teach them about giving back to
Sure.
their community. And that's where the royal court came in.
Okay.
So to be a royal court member, you have to be in your junior year of high school. There again, you have to apply for that also, so you have to be an outstanding junior.
Okay.
And then once you are selected and invited to be part of the court, the kids get together and are broken off into groups, and they have to choose some way to give back to the community. For example, we've had groups who, help with pet adoptions through the Bay Area Pet, Second Chance Pets.
Okay.
So, or they'll help with Habitat for Humanity. They'll help with fundraising for Habitat for a new home for someone.
Okay.
So the kids have to give back in some way.
Sure. So the word lunar is of the moon,
Yes.
and rendezvous. So walk me through what the name makes. Because right, like if somebody
Yeah,
hears
no,
lunar
you're right.
rendezvous, they're like, the moon? What? Like
Right.
what is this a party?
So-
Like what's going on?
Yeah,
It's a festival.
it is. It's a lot of fun.
So back in the 60s, obviously, we are a space city.
Sure, of course.
So back in the 60s, the big push in the area was to get us to the moon.
Oh, okay.
So in 1966, Gemini 6 and Gemini 7
Okay,
were shot off into space.
sure.
And it was the first successful rendezvous between two space capsules. And
Okay.
they got so close to each other. Soviet Union had already done it, and they got sort of close to each other, about 19 miles apart, and that was kind of on accident. Ours was very purposeful.
Right.
They got so close to one another, if the capability had been there for them to dock to each other, they could have.
Wow.
And all of that was to help prepare us for landing on the moon, because
Okay.
multiple capsules were sent up to
Sure.
get to the moon,
Okay.
and they needed the capability to get from one to the other to rendezvous with one another. So
Oh.
there you go.
So
It's
that's
the
so there's
lunar
for our
rendezvous.
viewers now you understand where Lunar Rendezvous comes from, right?
Right.
And so there's a series of festival that takes place throughout the summer, and you
Correct.
guys have an
So cool.
upcoming like a kickoff event or some
Yep.
sort of tell me about that.
So we have a kickoff event this Sunday.
Okay.
And it's where we do a couple things. We award the distribution of funds.
Okay.
So monies that were raised last festival are awarded to the people that get them, the scholarships, other nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
We also have a king
Okay.
that is revealed, and it is typically it's a gentleman in the community that has given back. We've had astronauts. We've had Greg Smith, CCIC
Yes,
superintendent.
he was on the show
Yep.
as well.
Yep. So it's some gentleman in the community
Sure.
that has just gone above and beyond. So that's always exciting because it's a big secret until Sunday that who it is.
Right.
And we also announce the court at that time. So it's a great way to kick off the season. And then we have all sorts of amazing events. We have a dining night. We're actually going to be working with Merlion. I don't know if y'all are familiar
Yes.
with that. We
Merlion.
love it.
Seabrook, right?
Yes.
Yeah, totally love
Yes.
it. So we're having a dining event there. We
Okay.
have a huge fashion show. I think probably about 600 women, some men, on a Tuesday. Come out to the San Louis down in Galveston
Yes.
Convention Center, and we have a spectacular fashion show.
We were just talking with the DJ that we were the second. Our prom was the second event at the St.
Oh my
Louis.
God.
Yeah.
And our prom was like May, like the first weekend of May or something.
Yes.
And they had initially told us that the venue was going to be finished by January.
Okay.
And then they called back like in October and said it's not going to be ready by January.
Oh.
It's not going to be until March. And so we were like sweating bullets
I
because
bet.
we're like from March to May, and then get this, because it gets even better. Then they called and they said, we have an additional 30 days. We have to wait for the permits, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
no.
And there's some things that we can't load in until we've gotten some official yada, 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 yada. And so the actual official open for business date was
Right.
like April the 20-something. Like how close, right? And so I mean, we were like right there,
y'all were
and
sweating
I mean, we
bullets.
showed up, and there was like like there was some dust still settling.
Yeah,
from.
I bet.
So the lady told us, who said the lady from the venue, she said we've had one other. It was a corporate meeting during the day, that happened 2 or 3 days ago, and then you guys are the second event. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was the class president, and I would have been like lynched if like, hey guys, we don't really have a venue for our prom.
Yeah.
Change of plans. Correct.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we have tons of events that we want the community to be a part of.
Okay.
So they can go on to our website.
Okay. What is that?
Which is lunarrendezvous.org.
Okay.
And you can purchase tickets online there.
Okay.
You can also become a sponsor.
Okay.
We depend on our corporate sponsors
Sure.
to put these events on and to help us, and we get a great response. But we can always use more.
Of course.
And so you can go there and find that.
Okay.
And just go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I know you mentioned the fashion show. Like,
Yes,
all the
so
ladies
fun.
go to that. But our first big event is going to be at Top Golf.
Okay.
So it's focused on all the guys. We do have auctions, by the way, at each of our events, and our auction items kind of are going to be focused around what the event is.
Sure.
So just to let you know that there's more to
So
the
all
event
of
than-
these events, do they have like event captains, or do y'all sort of have
Good
to
question.
oversee all of? Because it sounds, from everything you just talked about, that's a pretty busy summer.
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Chairperson for each event.
Okay.
or chair people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm the general chairman, kind of over the whole entire festival.
Sure.
And then I have really good friends. I'm like, so would you
I know.
please, would you please be my event chair
Sure.
for publicity or for the fashion show? We have a coronation ball, which is kind of the wrap up of everything.
Right.
So yeah, these are all huge events that have their own event chairman that work tirelessly to make
Sure.
it successful.
Wow.
So-
that sounds like you have to have different chair people
You
for the
have
different
to,
events, and
totally.
it sounds like y'all are doing some great stuff. We're talking with our friends from Lunar Rendezvous, who have a packed summer full of events,
Yep.
Including from Top Golf to fashion shows to an event at Merlion, which is delicious, by the way. I love going to Merlion.
Totally love it.
And you can get connected with them at lunarrendezvous.org, so you can become a sponsor, get involved, volunteer. They're always looking for people to help them out. And ladies, I want to thank you for coming to spend some
you.
time and talking with us.
Thank you. Could I also have you, if you want to follow us, we
Yes.
are on Facebook,
Of course.
Twitter, and Instagram.
You heard it right there, on Facebook and on Instagram and all the social
Twitter,
media
yeah.
channels. And don't forget that we are giving away a pair of Carrie Underwood tickets. Before we do that, we're going to go to our last commercial break. And when we come back, we're giving away those pair of tickets. So don't move, tell your neighbor, and share the video out and let people know that you're watching On Air with Pierre. We'll be right back.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank all of our amazing guests for today's show. Yvette Casares-Willis with Mass Challenge Texas, DJ Forrest Houston, and our friends from Lunar Rendezvous. Be sure and tune in, and next week we have a very, very cool show. We welcome Mr. Carl Joyner, the mayor of the city of Kemah, and more. And we also have some more prizes to give out. But today we're excited to be giving away Carrie Underwood tickets. And DJ Forrest has gone through a sophisticated selection process. I see you on Excel. We saw him like doing like ding, 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 all this stuff. And so we're ready to announce the winner of the pair of tickets to Carrie Underwood. And the winner is
Priscilla Acosta.
Priscilla Acosta. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much, and be sure and tune in next week. This has been a great show with On Air with Pierre. Bye-bye.